advice for speakers today?
My main advice is don't confuse an idea with a business.
Okay, how do you think, what is the main and important for business? People or technology and idea? What is more important for business, people?
So different investors have different strategies, and it's good because I'm not an investor. As an entrepreneur, I started in the business believing it's all about the idea and all about the technology. As I've gotten older, I've realized that there's a phrase in Silicon Valley that says, B teams with A ideas always lose to A teams who start with B ideas. Because the best teams eventually figure out how to get a better idea. The second-rate teams don't get any better. And my comments tonight were all about people who were presenting in general thinking that their business is about the idea. And I have found that no, the business really is about how fast you can learn about customers and markets.
You teach entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
and can any person learn this art?
So I have now, after 30 years, decided that entrepreneurship, and especially teaching it, believe it or not, is like teaching art. It's like teaching music or sculpture. So number one is we teach art appreciation to everybody in a modern society. We believe it's something that everybody ought to know. So number one is I think everybody not only ought to know business, but learn entrepreneurship as a core class in high school or university. The second is I teach practical application of entrepreneurship. I've taught now in the last decade maybe 1,500 students. Yet much like teaching painting or sculpture, I can't tell you who would be the world's best painter, even though they did good in the class. I can't tell you who would have been the world's best musician, even though they did. And by the way, there's a difference between a performer, somebody who performs the instrument, and somebody who can compose. After 1,000 years, we still don't know how to make great composers. We can maybe teach performance, but we don't know how to teach composition. We teach the process, but we don't know how to do that. So I could tell you I now know how to teach the methodology of building a company, but I can't tell you who leads the class is going to do the next Google or Facebook and Twitter, because if I did, I would stop teaching and be investing. Does this answer your question?
Yeah, and what is the most important thing in the process of teaching entrepreneurs?
Hands-on experience. Very little. So if I had a balance between theory and practice, 20% theory, 80% practice.
Last question. What do you think that you learned today?
I've been getting an appreciation of how smart Russian entrepreneurs are. So there's no doubt that there's immense science and engineering talent in this country, which I knew even when it was the Soviet Union. It used to scare the heck out of Americans how smart Russians are. I still think there's a gap between understanding what a startup is, and that it's not just put up a slide or two and show me how great your website's going to be. My mother could do that. There really is, and then tell me you want to raise $100,000 because you put up a set of good slides. What I really want to understand is how it's going to be a business, and do you understand about customer and market risk, and who are they, and what are they, and channels, etc. And these seem to be second and third-hand issues for Russian entrepreneurs. Not all of them, some of them. We used to make these mistakes in the Valley, and now we've kind of gotten a little more ruthless about not taking presentations that say Facebook with Groupon for your pets. I mean, we don't allow those ideas to show up.